With the things that have happened in 2020, we've seen the exposure to the entire food system's vulnerability, as border closures and trade restrictions prevents farmers from effectively harvesting and accessing markets, reducing access to food safety, quality, and accessibility in general. With the advent of the pandemic, like, how do you make sure that food is clean, readily available, and potentially how has the consumer behavior changed, you know?
We've seen a shift on the discussions we had. So from them moving not only our digital channels, but moving like marketing budgets from the offline, distribution channels to do it through us because it's much more efficient. Just basically because the consumers are actually moving from offline to online.
People have been who previously don't want to go shopping online. Now they do want to go shopping online. As for like the B2B side, even though Horeca dropped, but the SMEs or like the traders, the resellers on our category for B2B increased significally, especially in the tier 2 cities that are tier 2 and tier 3 cities.
Licious had invested significantly in building out a completely parallel, supply chain which operated in isolation of whatever was happening today. So we invested in cultivating the farmers, the fishermen, animal husbandry standards, farm management standards, processing centers, and last mile cold chain. So this is an entire supply chain that we built.
What do you think will the new normal of the food supply chain going to look like, post this fiasco?
I envision, a full transparency, connected supply chain where non-value added intermediaries are like replaced by platforms that ultimately connect, the product, its producer, and the customer simply with, an automated supply logistic chain that's as a sustainable way, on consuming food and production, right?
So I believe there's a permanent shift in consumer choices when it comes to whatever you're ingesting and putting in your body. I think consumers are going to be more conscious of that. And I think brands that have believed and, believed in the fact that supply chain and food safety and quality needs to be looked at from a consumer backward, and a slightly futuristic perspective are here to stay.
Food safety, traceability is the main concern right now. That's the feedback, what we get from our clients. And that's exactly the infrastructure and all the certification that Honey Hub is doing throughout its entire supply chain.